Hey guys, this is Jay Blue coming to another video, and today we're going to take a look at Nintendo's lineup of handheld portable consoles and the flash carts and how to go about it. And I just really hope that it's really informative for you guys, just so you know if you guys are interested in ever getting a handheld console at this day and age for these kind of generation of consoles. And I think this is the last of them. Like, I've been modding these for a couple years now, doing all sorts of stuff to them, and we're just going to do a little rundown. So unfortunately I don't have a DS. That's the original, the fat one. This is actually a light, or the slim, so you so call it. This is DSi. They upgraded it with cameras right after. Dual cameras, front and back. And I think there's like a pic-to-chat, almost like something like a Skype that you could like have conversation with. I never really used it. And same with the 3DS, as you can see. There's a little crossfader here. Little toggle almost right here. And and you're going to also run into these flash carts here. And these flash carts here are really reliable. And we're going to do a little rundown on that too. Let's just get these guys on for a second so you guys can see. Now, the DSLite itself, the firmware stays. It's original. It doesn't upgrade. I think the Wi-Fi in there is just for like connecting with other consoles for obviously playing together, multiplayer stuff. And you're going to notice here is that it also plays Game Boy Advance stuff. Which is not portable too. You can't port them into the flash carts. That doesn't work. They only play the lineup and franchise of DS ROMs only, and neither can they play 3DS because obviously this is it's obsoleting all both of these consoles, and it's a successor. So yeah, and so okay, when I got the DSi, I already had this flash cart. This original flash cart from here, and these guys used to make. This is actually a clone from this company. They started producing these, and these are actually half-byte loaders. This is actually Ubisoft Star Wars Alliance, and this is Bomberland Adventure or something like that. And they're half-byte loaders. They use the actual game to exploit a menu, so you can play your games on the menu, and whatever folder games you put in the folder, it kind of exploits it through the menu. Now, what I wanted to tell you guys is that this flash cart here is an original. Previously they used to make 1.41, 1.45, and now it's RTS. As you can see, this is the 2014 version. It does work for this. Okay. Now, however, before this, the 1.41s, they used to work on here, and what happened was they had to redo the actual everything inside it, and this is guaranteed to work with any NDS console, including 3DS. Now, this one here used to work for all three of them, including before I got this one. And somehow it updated. I didn't really update it, just kind of blocks your card, and it renders this useless. Now, if you update your DSi, this card will be rendered useless for the DSi if you update it. This is actually firmware 1.45U, hence this company used to make the 1.45 and 1.44 cards and 1.41 and whatever, pertaining towards a firmware that was being released. So I guess as Nintendo was trying to cover that up, they tried to just block all these kind of TF flash cards to basically play the game. So you're going to have to load the kernel files into an SD card, which is located in the back, depending on what size you put. It's not supplied by the company unless you purchase one with it. The street running cost of these are $20 to $30 a piece. And I'm just going to also tell you guys, this company is claiming now that their old 2013 cards are fake. They're not fake. They just don't work for the 3DS, but the 2014 ones do. However, this one still works for this one, and it still works for that. But they don't sell them anymore. Their old lineup was actually gold, blue, and red, and they had them in like 2010, 2011, and 2012 versions. But they've kind of obsoleted that, and they call it the Snoopy card, and now there's purple and blue and all sorts of whatever colors you can find. And I think they have the same lineup with their packaging, and they have like 2014 on it. And this one here, okay, so they still kind of keep the kernels up to date as much as they've been trying to. And if you do get outdated, that's probably the only issue that you'll run into. Like, you'll stick your flash card in, and it will say that your firmware is out of date or whatever it may be. If that's the case, then you'll just have to possibly wait a week or 2 weeks on their actual site, and have to retrieve a new kernel file to be up to date and play games with it. However, this, when it does get outdated on a 3DS, it will not be outdated on a DSi. It will actually still work. And if you were to put this in now into there, it actually says that it's outdated. and they are really incompatible. You will really need a flash card, a newer one. And I think that was also a mistake in the marketing scheme towards this company. But I mean, they're trying to, like, you know, revitalize themselves by making a new one, and hopefully that, you know, they'll be successful, and then they didn't make any errors with like their old card. Now, as another marketing scheme, I bet you that this company could have done the same and just wiped out all along their whole lineup of cards and just started producing the RTSs. However, like I said, this is the original company, so they've been doing really good work with them, and they've just been kind of continuing on their work and being loyal towards their customers. Now, as you can see here, the DSLite has its original menu. When you stick the flash card in, it actually auto boots and goes to its menu. We're just going to take a look at this quickly and see that what the half byte loader looks like. So it's just going to go in like that. You kind of load it. It brings you into some menu. And basically you can go to the game file and select whatever ROMs you placed in there in the game folders. And it's pretty straightforward. That's all you got to do, and you can play whatever games you want. Like I said, it has to be in the NDS line up of ROMs. You cannot play 3DS ROMs with these flashcards. They are incompatible. They do not play 3DS ROMs, and nor can you rip, I guess, 3DS ROMs yet. They will be later. The upgrades on this is that if you do have a 3DS ROM, there's a little like quite 3D going on up here. Some people say it gives me a headache if it's too much and it's on for like a really long amounts of time. To be honest with you, I just put it on like a low setting and kind of just use it. I've never really seen a difference with it. It just kind of does the same thing, and same with the menus. Now, when I first got this too, I was really skeptical too, because of the fact that the firmware cannot be downgraded on these guys, and once you upgrade, that's it. So that's why I said it might render you useless right after you update it. You're gonna get all weary and like, why can't I play my games anymore, and all sorts of questions. So like I said, be very cautious in what you do. And like I said, like when I first got this DSi, it was almost the same issue. If I did upgrade this, it would render this flash card useless, and I would have to have this kind of flash card. But this is the main one that's in the market right now. You'll see them all over the place. And yeah, if you're gonna go about getting into the DS handheld consoles by Nintendo, in my personal opinion, these two are the best. It's either a Lite or the DSi. DSi, depending on what firmware you have, 1.45U is the best from Nintendo, obviously. And with a flash card of this one, I guess you could get the newest one because it's probably going to be all over the market. So, and I don't think you'd have to update it if you get the newest firmware from there on end. I think it's called 1.80. If you do get an old flash card, the issue with this is that you won't be able to find the kernel file, which is 1.30. But I do have it archived just in case. If you guys need it, just let me know. Yeah, like I said, I hope this is really informative for you guys. I hope this helps you guys with all the information you're going to need to know about it, and how you're going to go about it if you ever decide to purchase one of these consoles. All right, thanks a lot, guys.